Hello, class 80. In the last English lesson, we have collected some questions from our sister and we try to answer the questions now. The first question is, which subjects do they have there?
There are different classes for English, you have different maths classes, you have science classes, you have your PE classes too, and you can pick from the range of the different classes. For example, my PE class was an adventure education class where we went wall climbing and geocaching and all of that, and that was what we did for PE class. And the good thing about the high school system is that you can pick your classes according to your strengths. So if you're really, really good at, for example, history, you can take a history class that is a very high level. And at the same time, if you're not good at maths, you can take a maths class that is for, I don't know, a very, very low level. And so you really can put your timetable together the way you like it.
Okay, let's come to the second question. Do they have their second languages?
Yes, they do have the second languages, but you don't have to take it. In our school, there was French and Spanish because we had a very, very high percentage of Latin American students. But this depends on the school. There were other high schools that offered German as a second language.
Okay, next question. Is sports relevant there, like football in Europe?
Yes, sports is very, very relevant in America, but not the same way it is here in Europe. Here in Germany, for example, you have a very big club culture and you go to your football club after school. And in America, all the sports are in school. You stay in school and you go to the football team that belongs to your school or to other sports teams. And for American high school students, this is very important because the better you are at a sport, the more chances you have to get into a good college or to get financial aid for a good college. And you have all kinds of different sports in American high schools. You could take a bowling, you could like join a bowling team even, or a golf team, football, baseball, all the sports.
Okay, let's come to the next question. Um, do Americans really ask dumb questions?
About other countries, you mean?
Yes.
Yes, I personally have not encountered so many dumb questions. Once I was asked whether I know American music at all, whether I've ever heard an American song. That was, in my opinion, a pretty dumb question. And what I noticed is that Americans, they think that the world revolves around America and they don't know so much about other countries. So, for example, when I was a student in the high school, frequently other students would greet me with the Hitler Gruß because they thought I like this and this is good. And they didn't know that this is not a thing that we do in Germany anymore, and that it is even forbidden in Germany to do this.
That's really crazy. So now come to the next question. Um, does a cafeteria in a high school really look like from a film?
Mm, yes, I've only seen this one cafeteria and it was very, very large with different food options. We had a salad bar even and a sandwich bar, and you have your different vending machines. And it is true that you have different cliques sitting at different tables. And other than that, it is just like a normal school cafeteria.
Okay, if I decide to go to America, do I have to stay a complete year at a host family?
Yes. If you decide to go for a complete year, many students decide to go for only 6 months or 3 months, but you always have to stay with one host family. You cannot switch, except if you have really big problems with your host family, or maybe they can't host you anymore because one of them loses their job or gets ill or something like this. but the concept is that you live one whole year just like a member of the normal host family.
Okay, now I come to the last question. Do they have a dress code?
Yes, there are no school uniforms in public high schools, but there is, in our school at least, there was a really strict dress code. For example, the skirts, they couldn't be too short, and you couldn't wear tops with spaghetti straps. They always had to be thicker than spaghetti straps. And if you didn't adhere to those rules, you had to wear a PE t-shirt, for example, one of your PE locker. And in our school, there was a lot of gang activity because, as I said, in the neighborhoods there were a lot of Latinos. So you couldn't wear different colors together, for example, pink and black, or yellow and black, because those were gang colors. And the same went for numbers or different symbols, which were gang numbers or symbols that you weren't allowed to wear in school.
Okay, thank you for your time. I hope the questions are answered now, and